Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last series of readings from the radio and other stories. Today we are going to focus on the radio itself. Most often, in the middle of a very important news bulletin, the waves would gradually grow febrile and eventually fizzle out. That was usually the case during the rainy season. You would helplessly pin your ear against the JVC's perforated frame that contained the speaker to catch the last purrs of the vanishing voice of the journalist. Most often, you felt with anxiety and desperation the voice of some of your favorite presenters disappearing into the background, not without leaving you with the torturing trail of the names of figures like Boutros Ghali, Helmut Kohl, Nelson Mandela, making you imagine what the news was all about. You strained your imagination to infer the unsaid and the possible denouement of vital information of which the JVC had left you with mere fragments and innuendos. Sometimes, in a bid to force the radio to perform, you would turn off on the red button and then the green to turn it on again. Other times, you would simply hit the radio hard, hoping that would trigger some forceful cable connection or disconnection that would help recover the vanishing voice. Occasionally, it effectively worked, fired up by the half-dead Heleson's batteries, which you used to recycle by sunning them on the cemented veranda. When that was done correctly, the batteries were born again, giving new life to the radio. Oftentimes, after the hitting, an unrepentant cockroach would fall from the crevices of the radio and disappear under the bed or the cupboard. Thus, when turning the knob with scientific precision, you were unable to clearly make out if the subtle hissing sound that came out of the JVC was the promising sound of the voice of Robin White, Julian Marshall, Alistair Cook, Richard Kinkote, or that of an infant cockroach entangled in the wireworks of the radio. The stations that offered themselves more easily were BBC Hausa Service, Radio Malabo, Africa Numero 1. While BBC Hausa Service waves were strongest at night, Africa Numero 1 and Radio Malabo reverberated with vigor during the day. In the afternoons, these two channels would thrill you with entrancing tunes such as Morikante's Yeke Yeke, Salif Keita's Africa and Tekere, and Angelique Kidjo's Angolo. Amid the indescribable boredom that sometimes assailed you when you were left alone in the compound on a public holiday, these clips commingled with the currents of the rivers Gambia, Niger, Zambezi, Sanaga, Limpopo, Nile, Orange, and Benue of your primary school geography lessons, reminding you that you were part and parcel of a large mass called Africa. Thank you.